Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to turn decor dreams into reality without breaking the bank. If you're new here, my name is Sonja and today I've got something super exciting for you. We're diving into the world of high-end fall decor inspired by Kirkland's this time, but here's the catch. We're doing it all on the budget. I know we all love Kirkland's for their beautiful, cozy, and luxurious pieces, but let's be real, they can be pretty pricey. So I've put together some amazing DIYs that capture the high-end look for a fraction of the cost. Stick around because you won't want to miss these. Alright, so let's jump right into our first project. This stunning pumpkin easel. I will not be creating an easel, I will just be creating a sign. And Kirkland has some gorgeous options, especially in this one. It comes in several different colors. But they can be quite pricey, as you can see. So today we're going to create our own version for much less. For this DIY, I had some Dollar Tree cutout wood pumpkin. This is just like a little press board type of wood, I also had this pumpkin cutout. This was a sign that had another pumpkin hanging in the middle of it that I used for a different project. And then you're going to also need some paint, some wire, and some leaves. And of course, you're going to need a hot glue gun. And all of these can be found at a Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start by cutting my pieces of the pumpkin, the full wood pumpkin. I'm going to cut it up so I can get that layered look on the pumpkin. And then I'm going to, once I have cut that out, I'm going to arrange it on top of the frame pumpkin. I'm calling it a frame pumpkin, but it's like the pumpkin without the middle. And don't worry about being perfect when cutting the pumpkin out. The beauty of fall decor is in its natural, slightly imperfect look. So once they are all cut, I'm going to pre-arrange them on top of this pumpkin cutout or pumpkin frame, just so I can kind of have an idea how I want them placed. And I'm also going to use a pen just to mark it off where I want one starting and one ending before I glue them, so that way they are exactly where I want them to be. And if you have any edges that are not even, you can always take the knife and cut them out, or take a little bit of a sandpaper or a sandblocks and just smooth them out. On the original picture, the wood pumpkin, it was there were wood pieces that were shaped into a pumpkin, so it was kind of staggered. So that is the look that I'm trying to create, and I'm using the pumpkin frame to add extra dimension to it, and also to have a base for gluing these pumpkins on these pieces of wood too. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, welcome. I hope you are enjoying this video so far, and if you enjoy look for less high-end dupes, furniture makeovers, and just general seasonal decor DIYs, then I would love it if you considered subscribing and becoming part of my YouTube family. I'm not perfect when it comes to DIYs, but I love creating them, and I hope you enjoy watching them as much as I enjoy creating them. So like I said, I would love love it if you consider becoming part of my YouTube family, pressing the subscribe button and turning the notification bell on so you don't miss out any of my updates. So the next thing that I did is I took that knife and I just cut little slices, put little slices into the wood, and then I took a hammer and just beat it down just to give some dents into this wood. So that way when I go in with my dark wax, it will kind of pick up all the little cuts and dents, and it will give it more of a wood look, more like a real wood look. All that wood grain kind of is what I'm trying to recreate. But before I go in with a black wax, I'm going to be painting it, and I'm just using white paint with a little bit of water just to wash it down. I'm going to apply it with a paintbrush everywhere, and then I'm going to use a rag to wipe it down and blend the color in. For the top of the pumpkin, for the stem, I'm just using Cocoa by Rust-Oleum. It's chalk paint. I just love the color of it. It's almost got a rust color to it. So, and I think that's a perfect color for this stem. For the black wax, I am using Annie Sloan's black wax. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit onto my brush and just brush it gently across the whole piece. To complete this, I have this bronze craft wire from my scrapbooking days, and I'm just going to cut off a piece, wrap it around the stem, roll it around the pencil, and then I'm going to add the leaves to it. Now for these leaves, if you had some of those signs from Dollar Tree that have metal leaves on it that you could pop off, that would be even better here. I did not have any of those, so I'm just using some floral leaves. Really any type of a leaf would work here, but if you wanted to get as close to the original piece, then that's what I would recommend, is those little metal leaves that are on top of signs that the Dollar Tree carries. And here it is, and let's have a look at the original piece. So here it is. Obviously their wood is a lot thicker, but I think the look is very similar. If you would have liked to recreate it exactly like this, I would recommend maybe using some skid wood from skids. I think that would give you a lot thicker look. So now we're going to move on to my next project, and I will be recreating a pillow by using a placemats from Dollarama. And this is the original piece that I'm going to try and recreate. So it's very similar, obviously not exactly the same. The placemat is, I like using these placemats because they are double fabric sewn together, so you can open it up and you can stuff it, or you can have it as a pillowcase. I originally was going to leave just a little bit opened so I can stuff it, but then I realized I didn't have enough stuffing, so I ended up opening it up completely, so that way I can just use it as a pillowcase. This is part of a sweater that I had thrifted a long time ago for the purpose of crafting. I've made pillows, I've made candle sleeves, and this is the last piece that's left. And I'm going to cut this into pumpkins. I did draw out a shape with just a marker of the pumpkin. I did try to use a pen, but it did not work, so I just used a marker, and just so that way I can have a more accurate cutout. For the stems, I'm going to use some burlap. And first I'm going to obviously again figure out where I want the pumpkins to go before I hot glue them, and be very, very careful not to burn your fingers. And here it is. I think I need a bit of a smaller pillow to go inside of it, and I probably should have cut the pumpkins a tiny bit smaller, but I think it looks pretty good nevertheless. And here is the original. I think it came pretty close. If you wanted to add those lines, I would suggest adding some rope or maybe using some paint to add those lines. I chose not to do that. I just wanted to keep it as is. And the last project that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be recreating this fall floral arrangement. As you can see, it's quite pricey, and I think we can do a very similar look for a lot less. I'm going to do something a little different. Instead of adding the glass vases, just because I didn't have any thin enough, I'm going to add these battery operated candles. I think they will work just as good. And then for filling up the basket, I'm just using all of my odds and ends of florals that I've had on hand. The little bowl that I have came from, there was some sort of a Christmas gift from someone that was filled with chocolates and all sorts of stuff. So I just kept it because I knew I could do something with it later on. I am also going to use some floral foam that I'm just going to cut to fit inside the bowl around the candles. I think it's such a great idea to get inspiration from the high-end stores, and then you can recreate that item, but you can add so much of your own personal touches and create it exactly the way you want it. And I do find creating these arrangements can be quite therapeutical. And here it is. I think it will look great on top of a fireplace with the batteries in the candles, or as a centerpiece on your dining table. And here is the inspiration piece. I think the idea is definitely the same. Obviously, they've used different types of florals than I did, but I think we came pretty close in recreating this item. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.